Hi, Achievers friends, it's Chris. I'm going to be making a video to show you how to upload videos to YouTube. Most of us will probably be using Zoom, but I know, like, for me personally, Zoom doesn't let me record still, and I don't know why. So this is an option that you can use to get around that if you need to for our digital lessons. So first thing you got to do is make your digital lesson. I'm using my personal Chromebook to do this, and I'm using the camera on my personal Chromebook. So like I would just go to camera, open it. For you guys that are using the school computers, there's a camera on there as well. So to access that, you just go to let's assume that this is a school computer. I go to the bottom left here. I open up a pop-up window, and I type C for camera, and camera will pop up. Click on camera. It'll show you pretty much the same thing that I have here. I would obviously record my 15-minute lesson, do whatever I'm doing for 15 minutes, and I would close. So at that point, you might get a window popping up that's asking you, do you want to save this to your local files? You're going to click yes. My computer automatically does it for me, so I open up my files, and I see my video I just made. You can see I had some issues earlier, and I've done a few iterations of this. This is the new one. So it saves as a .mkv for me. Yours might save as a different format video. It could be a .mov, it could be a .webm, could be a .mp4. Doesn't really matter. I think YouTube will pretty much let you upload whatever you throw at it. So your file should be right at the top there because you just made it. Next step is to go to YouTube as you normally would. So just go to YouTube. I have my personal YouTube up here. So let's say you use YouTube, you have a personal, or you have a just blank account that you made just to use. You would just go up to the top right here, click your little icon. Mine happens to be me. Yours might just be like a blank, nothing there. Switch account, and if you use Google Classroom, your Achievers thing should pop up there. So I would just do that. Now let's say you don't use Google Classroom. I'm going to show you how to do that, like assuming you don't use Google Classroom, your account's not linked to Google. So what I just did was open up an incognito window just so my computer wouldn't think it's me. So I can show you like what somebody who doesn't use YouTube would do. So you just go to YouTube as you normally would, and you click on, so now you see there's a sign in option. So I've never used YouTube before. There's a sign in option. I click on that, and I type in all my Achievers information. C characters at AchieverECP.org. You click next. It's just like logging into Google. You put in your password. Next. Okay, so now you're in YouTube as your Achiever person, right? I'm going to wait for it to load to double check. Okay, we see the C. It's green. It says, whoops, C character at AchieversECP.org. Look at that. I am logged in. For some reason, if your Achiever still isn't linked to Google and it's still giving you issues, you might have to go to Google and create a Google account and then go back to YouTube and log in. That's an easy process, but I don't think anybody should be in that situation, hopefully. All right, so let's say we're logged into YouTube as our Achievers person. We have our video file, we have our lesson. How do we upload it? So up here, top right, but not all the way to the right, is this video camera with a plus sign. I click that. It gives you upload video or go live. Upload video is going to be what we're going to be using, being as we've already recorded our video. It's going to take you to YouTube Studio, which is YouTube's creator portal. This is good that you see this window. It says drag and drop a file you want to upload, select a file. You're going to go select a file. It might ask you if you want YouTube to have access to your personal files. You kind of have to let them. Don't really have too much of an option there. I click my video at the top, which is the one I just recorded that you guys saw me record, and I click open. This icon in the middle moves a little bit as it uploads, and then it takes you to this screen. So this is where you describe your video and kind of give it the signifiers that YouTube's going to use to find it. So you have a title. I'm going to title this AECP test video. You can give it a description if you want, but you don't have to. Let's say you wanted to, let's imagine this is a lesson per second. You could just put 412 English digital lesson or whatever. That way your students would know, hey, this is the one I'm supposed to be using for this subject for this day. But for our purposes, AECP test works. I hate the way I look in that thumbnail. If you want to change your thumbnail, this is what the students will see before they click on the video. YouTube might give you a few options. I look terrible in each one. It doesn't really matter that much, though. You're going to click next. Oh, and then it's going to ask you this question. Is this video made for kids? So obviously we're making content for kids, but for our purposes, we actually want to click no. The reason being, YouTube has these weird ad laws, and it has these stipulations about what's content for kids is and what it isn't, and it's not exactly what you'd think it is or isn't. I don't see us running into any issues with that. But let's say we were teaching a history lesson and it had a battle and there's people dying and maybe there's a picture with blood in it. YouTube might say, hey, that's not content for kids. We're taking you down and blocking you now. I don't know that it would get that extreme, but just for our purposes, let's say, no, it's not made for kids. It's not like you're going to have to be over 18 to see this video or anything. If we did an age restriction, it would do that, but we're not going to do that. We're just going to say, no, it's not made for kids. So we click next. You're going to make the video public. Now, what you can do if you want to is schedule the video to come out on a certain date. So it'll still be on your channel, but it won't post publicly until that date. And that could be useful if you're making like all your videos for the week and like putting them on YouTube all at the same time. You just like schedule it for when you want it to come out, like kind of like you might do with a Google Classroom lesson. I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to make it public for now. That seems easier to me, so I'm going to make it public. I'm going to click publish, the bottom right there, and it is now published. And you will see that it gives you a link down here. So I'm going to copy the link. Now you have a link. And you can share it to your email if you want, if you feel that's useful. It does give you that option. So that's cool. You could share it to Facebook if you want to be like a Facebook teacher. That's cool. But make sure you copy the link so you can find it later. Press close. And then you will see, as you can see, I've done a few tests. I'm not good at this either, but we are learning. So you can see that's the one we just made. If you click on it, you can go back and edit things if you want to edit things. You made a mistake, that's fine. Go back and edit it. Otherwise, though, I'm going to open up a new incognito window, and I copied the link. So let's see if the link works. Hopefully it does. Obviously, record my 15-minute lesson, do whatever I'm doing for 15 minutes, and I would. And there I am. I don't know what that is. I don't want to watch that. Yeah, but yeah, there I am. So you can see my other test videos are recommended. I'm a hot new YouTuber. So that is pretty much all you need to do to upload your videos. You would take that link and you would post it in Zoom. You would post it after you did your do now, or you could just put it on Google Classroom. Wherever your students would be accessing it. We didn't put any restrictions on the video, so they shouldn't need to verify their age to see it. We didn't even touch that option. So yeah, that's where you put your videos on YouTube. otherwise, that's pretty much it. Um, the one other thing that you might consider using to record this video, I use this app called Nimbus Screenshot Recorder, and that let me screen share and talk at the same time to record this video. It kind of like Zoom, except again, Zoom's not working when to let me record. So I use this. I download it as a Google Chrome extension. So if you have Google Chrome and you want to use that, it's definitely a good resource. It's free. You have to let it access your files, obviously. So if you feel comfortable doing that, that might be an option. But otherwise, that's all I got for now. Hopefully, this was useful. See y'all at a later date.